Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Color X Malice. I was like, what the fuck game am I playing? Wow. Okay. I got problems. Anyway. So yeah, we're in Yunagi's route. We just started chapter 3, and all those people got pushed off the roof, and maybe we'll actually get to investigate that one this time and see what really fucking happened, because, like, we're always clueless about that one, so. Cheers! Drink time. Anyway. I know everyone must think, oh my god, you drink a lot. No, I just record a lot of these parts together, and, like, so the last part and this part, same day, same drink, not the same drink, it's a new one. But, like, I don't know, now I'm like, hey, we should have fun playing games, and I'll have a glass of wine or something. It's actually the only time I drink, but usually I have, like, one or two while I play these, but it'd be really fucking fun for me to get completely wasted and try to read. I think I read better after I've been drinking. When I'm sober, I can't fucking read, and I just trip over everything. Or I'm slurring all my words right now, and I just think I sound eloquent. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Anyway, yeah, so we just started chapter 3. And hopefully we're going to maybe, since we're now part of investigations, sorta, get some insight into why those people were pushed and what's going on. Because it's always been a mystery in all the other ones, so I'm kind of intrigued on this one. But anyway, it looks like everyone who works in the station is here. Yeah, if there's anyone missing, it's because they left work already. We're calling them back here. It's quite late now, and there's no helping it. In fact, I'm glad we managed to get this many. Let's start the emergency meeting. Morioka. The conference room was full of tension. There's only one reason we'd gather this many officers this late at night, and to send out a call to all other personnel. A new X-Day crime had occurred. The video that had just been broadcast had thrust us into that reality. While we didn't have any evidence yet, the format of the video and the announcement made it seem likely that Adonis was behind it. We're working to determine the crime scene. I don't have any witness information yet. That's not his voice. Whatever. Yeah. 3 people are believed to have been pushed off a building or other high location. It was late at night, but Shinjuku had always had a lot of foot traffic in the evening. It would have been easy to find a witness. Although it's weird that this is, like, black, so it's not like us talking or thinking, but I'm just gonna read it normal. But things may have changed now. Very few people ventured outside at night now. Images, statement, transmission source. Don't overlook any detail they've transmitted. Hurry up and pinpoint the location. They've been getting sloppy lately. We already have suspects in custody for the July and August incident, too. There's bound to be a flaw in their plan. Find it quickly. Analysts, please continue your work. Report any confirmed finding, no matter how trivial it may seem. Contact other local stations, have them conduct a sweep of Shinjuku, the buildings that fit the profile, and the surrounding areas. Yes, sir! Understood! Also, Hoshino. Yes? I think I yelped loud in a most embarrassing way. I didn't expect Minigishi to actually call on me while he was issuing orders. Morioka was even more of a surprise. What could he want from me? Did anything in particular stand out to you in the video? Morioka's question prompted everyone in the room to focus their attention on me. I couldn't say that nothing stuck out to me, but I also couldn't quite pinpoint anything. What should I say? It was torn. Was it appropriate to voice the hunch that I had earlier? The location may be. It's just a hunch, and there's a good chance it's off base, but it could be an important clue that connected the perpetrators. Anything is fine. If you have an idea, spit it out. Yes, sir. I hadn't had time to collect my thoughts. I had to break it down one fact at a time. First, assuming the video is genuine, what do we know about the criminal? It's a young woman. Well, see, that's what I said. It looks like a woman's hand. She's a delicate hand. I'm like, unless it's Tadaishi's hand, because he has delicate hands. But we already know it's not him, because we would have found out in his route. But anyway, so there you go. In the video, we can see what appears to be the hand of a young woman pushing 3 victims from behind. It appears that she'd be in her late teens or early 20s. Fantastic. Everyone here already knows that. What else do you have? You know what? I got nothing now. Shut up and figure it out your fucking self. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're Zero. It's possible. Also, something small struck out about this statement in the video. What about it? I thought back to the declaration. The thing that struck me was, thanks to the people people have died. Anyone with a curious nature would wonder. And the part where she says, anyone with a curious nature stands out to me. But I assumed I assumed Zero was the one reading all these statements, but it could just be a random person. But, I guess how do you know it was a woman? It was a woman doing the, I don't know, because I have the voice acting off, so maybe it was a woman reading that, but wouldn't they disguise her voice? Unless they don't, at this point, they don't care if their people get caught, so anyway. That part, I don't recall that portion of the video as being particularly outstanding. Actually, the other evening, I happened to bump into a woman who said something similar. That seems unusual. When I think about it, she also had a similar pattern of speech. Are you talking about Hana? Why didn't you say anything sooner? I'm sorry. Calm down, Morioka. It was just a chance encounter. So we're lucky she remembered it all. Shh. So, Officer Hoshino, what was this woman like? Right, well, she wore miniskirts and rabbit ears. I'm assuming we're talking about Hana. Interesting. She wore a miniskirt and a large hoodie with rabbit ears. It's quite a bold, memorable look. I think she'd probably stand out in town. So we're saying Hana did this? Well, okay. Because Hana... Interesting. I'm just trying to think. Hana... Well, no, maybe. Ogata wanted the cops dead. Hana wanted the cops dead on behalf of Ishiki, right? So that's weird, though, because we've always put it like, well, Ogata then killed on behalf of Sugawara, who then burned that dude, right? But it's funny, because, like, Hana did want the cops dead, too, but yeah, where was her? Yeah, it's true. She never had a substitution, huh? Like, Akito wanted the people who killed his sister, or forced his sister to commit suicide, or like caused her to commit suicide, killed. So that's what the bombing happened. So then he blew up bombing those other people that are on the school board, right? So interesting. But yeah, I guess Hana never really did, because then in Enomoto's route, blah, 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 she went ballistic and we shot her and then she forgot everything. So she never, but she may have already pushed the people off the building. We just never figured it out or caught her until then, and then we just never put the pieces together. So interesting. Okay. All right. This is her substitution. Add that to the witness accounts. Yes, sir. And where exactly did you happen to meet this woman? When Minagishi posed this question with such a pensive look, my words stuck in my throat. There was no doubt that she was suspicious, but I couldn't help but think, what if Kazuki was involved? She had said that she was looking forward to the next concert. Wasn't Kazuki supposed to be in that one? Kazuki had stayed at the club all night long practicing, meaning that even if they weren't acquainted, Kazuki had contact. Hoshino? Oh, that was him. Hoshino, is there a reason you can't tell us? Huh? I returned to reality by Minagishi's dubious tone and Morioka's glare. I shook my head. If I didn't handle this right, I could end up hurting Kazuki. Pardon me, I was just recalling the meeting. It was near the concert club by the east entrance. Do you know the precise location? Yes. Describe it to us in detail, quickly. When we have an address, alert nearby officers. Yes, sir. Understood. Much of our information is still unverified, so we don't know what this will lead to. Let's follow this thread as well. I'll let you get to work now. Yes, sir. Hey, Oshino, where is it? The map says... Mentally recreating the path that I took to follow Kazuki, I then quickly compared it to the map they had. Here. Once I indicated the precise location, the exact address was pinpointed. Reporters and orders were sent to the near area. Somebody should have known. Oh yeah, I've been to that place before. Oh, you mean the Blaze Club? Dude, I go there all the fucking time to get blazed. Nothing. I don't know where it is. Whoops. I'm just saying, somebody should fucking know. You're cops. You should know all your fucking area. Like, somebody in this fucking room should know. You know, I went to that place that's down by the train and it's on this corner and it looks like this building. And everyone's looking at you like, I need an exact address. Well, I know where it is. Get in the car. You know what I'm saying? Of course, maybe that's just me. People like, so where did you go? I went to this place. It's like this place. It's on the corner, and there's like a thing in the thing with the shopping center with there's trees and like a parking lot. Like, where is it exactly? I don't know. I know how to get there. I don't know what the fuck it is. Like, I'm one of those people that can drive places and get places and know how to get there. I don't know how the fuck I got there. Don't ask me for directions. Like, I remember doing this so many times living up north, and my mom would be like, you go here, you remember you go around this and you do this and blah, blah, and you're like, and I'd look at her like, no. But then I'd go and I'd be like, oh, I know exactly. Like, and I would just get there and I'd be like, oh, this is what mom was talking about. Yeah. Okay. I know what this rotary is. Yeah. But it's like in my brain, it's like, I just get there. It's like, I don't fucking drive. Autopilot. Somebody else one of the other personalities in my head knows how to drive. I'm just along for the ride. Someone's like, you go here and then you take a left. And I'm like, nope. I'm going to need to let other Spacey take the wheel. Spacey, take the wheel. Because I sure as fuck can't do it. Like, I mean, not even kidding. Not even kidding. Like, seriously. I need GPS to get to my sister's house, and it's not that fucking hard. Like, it's really more like, it's not that I don't know. Like, you get on Highway A to Highway B, that you take fucking forever, and then you get on this road, and then you get off at this exit. It's always that, what fucking exit is it? I don't know. If I saw it, I'd be like, oh, it's that one. I recognize what it looks like. I don't fucking know the number, but I'd be like, it's this one. And then you drive, and I know exactly how to do it. I can see it in my head. I don't know the names of the roads, but I also, when I'm on the highway, I'm not even kidding. I need the fucking GPS to be like, in 2 miles, get on this highway. Thank you. I wasn't paying attention. I was an autopilot, and I was just like lost in my own thoughts, like la 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 la. That sounds scary because it makes me sound like I'm a distracted driver. I'm really not. Like, my car is the most important fucking thing in my life. Like, I will not. No, fuck you. Get away from me. 2 mile fucking radius. Stay the fuck off my ass. Don't cut me off. Don't fucking be near me. Like, I want a nice, like, so I'm like really conscious and aware of like, stay away from my car. Like, but I'm so lost in my mind and like just focus that I'm not focused on like, what exit are we at? Okay, we're at this exit. We're at this exit. We're at this exit. Okay, we've got 36 miles to go. Nope. I need my GPS to be like, yo, bitch, you missed your road. Like, I need it to tell me. Because I'm not even kidding. I will fucking pass it. I did that one day. I was like, my GPS just decided it didn't know where the fuck I was. My phone was new and my phone is terrible. It doesn't know where the fuck I am. I could be in my living room and it's like, I don't know where you are. Bitch, I'm in the living room and I didn't ask. What's your problem? But like I was driving to my friend's house and I had to get on like a highway. And I drove past, I'm like, this doesn't seem right. And I'm like, oh, because I missed the and it's not a small highway. It's a huge major fucking highway. And I just drove right past it because I was like, do 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 off in my own little autopilot world, and autopilot needs GPS. That's all I'm saying. The captain needs GPS in order to get where the fuck she needs to go, because the rest of us are just along for the fucking funs. We're just along for singing along in the tunes. Singing in Japanese. That's what we've been listening to for the past God knows how many months, and so that's what we do. Anyway. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I wouldn't know. I'd be like, you know that big red building and there's like a corner and there's a street sign and there's like a road in front of it? That's where you're going. And she's over here like, oh, I kind of figured out. I'd be like, it was the Blaze Club. Anybody know I don't know where the fuck it is. I don't know how I got there. I really have no fucking clue. How'd you get home? Somebody walked me home. Thank God, because otherwise I'd still be standing there trying to figure my fucking shit out. I'm just saying, that's me. And I actually used to be really good at like driving before GPS. BGPS? Before GPS? Just getting fucking places and knowing and like reading a map and doing all that shit. I can still read a fucking map, but now I just don't know where the fuck it's more like I get places and I'm like, I don't know how the fuck I got here and I'll just figure out how to get home. But like, yeah, no. We rely on GPS too much. I know I do. I also don't leave my house, so that doesn't help. So like, shit, where's my GPS? I don't know how to get out of the living room to the kitchen. I can navigate my apartment. I'm smart. It's okay. Once I indicated the precise location, the exact address was pinpointed. Reports and orders were sent to the area. She's amazing. Then a composite artist asked me about the girl's features and build, and I filled in as many details as I can remember. composite artist. A facial composite artist listens to a witness describe a person in order to try and draw a composite sketch of the supposed perpetrator's features, or sketch artist. That's what we call them. No. Hoshino, get ready to leave immediately. We'll be heading to the concert club area. Yes, sir. I quickly stood in attention in response. Commissioner, a report from the crime scene. A report. 3 victims have been discovered. Their builds match the people depicted in the video. All were confirmed dead at the scene. They were pushed off a building, so yeah, I'm gonna guess. Here's the thing. I almost said I'd hope so. Only because I think it would really suck if you were pushed off a building and you didn't die. The atmosphere in HQ changed. Once again, a video had announced a crime, and the thing everybody wanted to know right now was... Where? In an abandoned building near the concert club that we identified earlier. I didn't have to look in a mirror to know that the blood had instantly drained from my face. People are having a really swinging fucking... Anyway, no reply, huh? I checked my phone before stowing it away and raised my head and headed to my destination. Adonis's newest statement was uploaded to the internet a little while ago. Hoshino probably noticed it too. Never mind the statement and the profile. This was definitely tied to the woman that we had met by the concert club before. Hoshino was probably telling HQ about it now. How the fuck did you figure that out?
Was it because she was saying stuff like this in her video?
Because then we would have known from her voice, but I'm so sad that I didn't know already, because then I just missed the opportunity to read it in Hana's voice. I love Hana's voice. It's fun. It hurts, but it's fun. Still, this is an unfortunate coincidence. A woman had mentioned an upcoming concert. Hoshino's brother was likely in that concert. He and Hoshino had a tense relationship. And he was involved with this incident. Could very well deepen the divide between brother and sister. What am I thinking? This is no time to worry about that. I steered my thoughts away from the tangent. Solving the case took priority now. That's how it ought to be, at least. But it wasn't so easy to turn off my feelings. I realized that I was worrying about Hoshino more than I was about the case. I understood why. It was nothing other than my ego. That's how it's always been from the beginning. She had mistaken it for kindness. My worry over her and my desire to protect her were an extension of my selfish feelings. She said she's happy to be used. She had told me to use her and her color if I could find a use for them. That's what she truly wished for, and I should adhere to her wishes. Yet, I don't want to hurt her like I did before. Couldn't stop myself from thinking it. It was another aspect of my protective nature. I'm just scared. I didn't want to hurt people, so I didn't want to see her get hurt. But she's already moving forward. Right now, Hoshino was trying her best to carve a way forward on her own. And that was why I'd grown attached to her. Just as she wished, I wanted to treat her as a police officer rather than another victim. And maybe I'm actually the one who lacks conviction. I knew that my interference wasn't truly in her best interests. Maybe it would be better not to tread any deeper than I already have. I muttered as if trying to convince myself what is going on in his head. I'm so curious. Both for her sake and for my own. When I arrived at the concert club, investigators were milling about the entire area. It'll be problematic if I'm spotted. I watched from the shadow of a close building. The crime scene had been identified. I knew this was the place. That meant the suspects were... While I was thinking, I received a text. From Hoshino? Oh. Oh, it's Sadaishi. Are you at the scene yet? Alas, the text had come from Sadaishi. Alas, the text had come from Sadaishi. My whole body slumped in exasperation. He's obviously enjoying this as always. I hadn't said a word about coming here. That said, it was business as usual. Sadaishi knew my behavior patterns inside and out. Honestly, our inseparable bond scared me. It worries me, because now I'm wondering, like, what the fuck is the deal with it? Should I just ignore him? This was Sadaishi we were talking about. He was probably trying to be patronizing towards me if I hadn't gotten here yet. I stopped myself from putting my phone away. Unconsciously, I thought of her again. Right after I'd just been scolding myself. I was hopeless. What's Hoshino doing? Do you mean, what's my star doing? Awfully curious for you to be asking about her straight away. Mission failed. I'd completely taken the bait. A few days ago, Hoshino and I ran into someone who might be the suspect. They located her with Hoshino's help. Looks like it. But thanks to her, they're already in custody. But... What? I scowled at the way he left it hanging. All I could do was wait for the next text. Want to know what? Sadaishi was a huge pain in the ass, but we love him. Stop screwing around. Ah, you mean the collared kitty. Why the fuck am I getting called from an 800 number? Fuck you. You mean the collared kitty. Looks like she's caught Morioka's eye. There's an open investigation now. I couldn't help but be frustrated at the way he'd been toying with me. I had to say, it bothered me considerably. Okazaki knew about Hoshino's background. Morioka and the rest of investigations likely knows about her connection to us. That was why they'd allowed her into the fold, so that they could keep an eye on her. Once they learned she'd met the suspects before, their suspicions would only increase. Met the suspect. She was a likely suspect to be a mole, since she was so new to the force. Since they've arrested a suspect, it might delay Hoshino's interview. Of course. I never said she was the one being investigated. This guy. Morioka doesn't jump to conclusions, but Hoshino's life would be at risk if suspicions revealed her color. Can you do anything on your end? There was a pause between my text and Sadaishi's next reply. I know you. I know. I know you. Like, I don't know why the L and the I being so far apart made me think, I know you, I like. And I was like, what? I was reading as an I, and anyway. I know you like to fuss over people sometimes, but this is a bit much. What's your relationship to her? As if I could tell him that easily. I'd tell him if I could sum it up in a text. I opted to ignore Sadaishi's text and slid my cell phone back into my pocket. A relationship, huh? She was a partner in an investigation. She was a lead to the criminals. On the surface, that's all she was to me. But the truth was, we were assailant and victim. That was probably closer to the truth. So he did. All that screaming, he must have done something to hurt us in the past. When he was a bad kid. Even if she didn't remember, there was no way that I could ever forget. I wasn't allowed to forget. She was a living reminder of my worst sin. Oh my god, what did you do, Yanagi? My guilt is simply self-pity. There's no point in forcing it upon her. His worst sin doesn't mean the worst sin ever. You know what I mean? It could have just been like, you're like, oh, that's your worst? Oh, honey, that's nothing compared to what some people have done. But, I mean, obviously that incident that we remember is he was involved. But what that incident was, we don't know. So, but he remembers us. But he is 7 years older than her. So now we know if she was like, say, 6 or 7 when it happened, he was 13 or 14. So, like, he was definitely old enough where he would remember, where she could have forgotten and, like, it's hazy and I don't really remember, but he's like, I fucking remember that shit. Fuck. Especially because it was traumatic for her, but she blocked it, right? But it was obviously enough to maybe force him to change because now he's just, his guilt over it, obviously. You know what I mean? So it's not he's like, oh, whatever. Fucking killed some dude when I was 13, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? He's like, fuck, this is so bad. And he changed his whole life. He went from being some delinquent kid to being a police officer. Like, and I think he cut off all ties with his family because he changed his name to avoid his past. So I don't think IG Yanagi is his real fucking name. We're going to find out what it is, I'm sure, but interesting. I shook my head to try and clear the sentiments and look straight ahead. Like her, I couldn't do anything but keep moving forward. The building where the murders occurred. There, observing the police, I managed to ascertain the building the victims were pushed off of. It was cordoned off, so I didn't have access, but I should be able to get a bit closer. I know it's just for me. Even coming all the way out to the crime scene to try and understand the criminal's thoughts. It was just out of selfishness in the end. I'm so curious about what he did that, like, we can't remember. Apparently, the girl we had run into earlier had been detained near the scene of the crime. She wasn't resisting and was heading to Shinjuku Station for questioning, but
Don't touch me! Who do you think you are? There's no evidence Hana did anything. You said so, right? You dumb cops won't catch anyone that way. Hey, I said let me go. Let me go. Why do you have to show up and kill the vibe?
she wasn't physically resisting, but she was unleashing plenty of verbal hostility.
Ow!
Hey, what's going on? In the interview room, the girl seemed to wince in pain.
Ow! What's happening? My head is suddenly... Huh? What's Hana doing here?
Her demeanor abruptly shifted. The girl was blinking in surprise, as if the scene was very bizarre to her. What's your name?
Huh? Who are you, mister?
Hajime Morioka, from Investigations Section 1.
Huh? Is this the police station?
Are you the one that said you'd come to Shinjuku Station to answer our questions?
I said that?
That's why you're sitting here now. Anyway, what's your name?
I hate my real name. It's so lame. Can't you just call me Hana?
Tell me your real name.
Aw.
She's like, Hanako. Hanako. How is that worse than Hana? It's just, you know what I mean? It's like, Hanako. It's just your full name and your just nickname is Hana. Whatever.
Hanako Kobayashi. But I really hate it. So call me Hana, okay?
What are you doing so close to the scene?
Huh? Scene? What scene? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Did you do it?
Huh? Did you bring Hana in because Hana's a suspect or something?
Gonna ask you one more time. Did you kill those people?
Huh? Huh? I don't understand. I don't know any of these people. I've never even met them. Why would Hana kill someone she's never ever met before? You might not know this, mister, but to Hana, Hiro is the most important thing in the world. If Hiro knew his fans were killing people, he'd be sad, wouldn't he? Hana only lives for Hiro, so I'd never ever do that because I don't want Hiro to be sad.
Are you sure it's her? I nodded in response to Minigishi's question. The girl Morioka was grilling on the other side of the one-way mirror was definitely the girl I had met in front of the concert club. There's no mistake, it's her, but what's wrong? When I met her, she was very excited for an upcoming concert. I knew I could sense her genuine enthusiasm, so doesn't it seem odd that someone would commit such a gruesome crime right after that? Right now, all our evidence points to her being the perpetrator. Though I must admit, she is indeed acting oddly. Come in. I was just wondering. I was like, Sadaishi? Sadaishi. Hello. Don't mind me. Please, let us hear your thoughts. Tadaishi entered and stood next to us. His gaze was focused on the scene beyond the one-way mirror. She isn't lying. Huh? After listening to the exchange for a while, Tadaishi murmured his assessment. As I thought, so it looks that way to you as well. Yes, her expressions and voice are sincere. In other words, she's dark. And that is problematic. I thought we'd manage to get something this time. What does that mean? Minigishi and Sadaishi's conversation confused me. If they were sure that she wasn't lying, how could they conclude that she was guilty? Commissioner Minigishi, may I come in? Yay, it's getting cramped in this room. Yes, please. Now Sakuragawa had decided to join us inside the room. Her expression was stiff. What have you discovered? Fingerprints found on the packing tape used to blindfold the victims match those of Hanako Kobayashi. I see. Anything else?
We've identified the type of tape used to blindfold the victims. It's exactly the same type used in the police officer kidnappings and murders from April and May. The results of Kobayashi's vocal analysis have also been processed. We've identified points of similarity between the latest video and the altered voice from the video broadcast last May.
How brazen of them. At once, tension gripped the room. Sakuragawa's results were incontrovertible evidence that tied... Incontrovertible evidence. I can read. Evidence that tied Hanako Kobayashi to the X-Day crimes. It feels as if we're being thoroughly manipulated by the other side. I finally managed to connect some dots in my befuddled mind. Yasuhiro Ishiki had been a suspect in the May incident. He was the hero in the band that Hanako Kobayashi so fervently followed. Ishiki was deemed a suspect because he had been mistakenly arrested by an officer who was killed in May. And there's a possibility that she perpetrated the killings on Yasuhiro Ishiki's orders. For some fans, bands are like religions. It's not out of the realm of possibility. It could feel like a completely natural request to a blindly devoted fan, a zealot. Tadaishi's words painted a distasteful image. Hanako Kobayashi.
What?
The tape used to blindfold the victims has your fingerprints all over it. You're finished.
Huh? Why? Hana doesn't understand. Hana really doesn't know anything about all this. Why are my fingerprints on whatever? It's a trap, and this can't be happening. Someone set me up.
The motive is easy enough to see. Police officer murders back in May. It was all for Yasuhiro Ishiki, wasn't it?
May? Cops? Kidnappings? For Hiro? Wait! Are you talking about the cop that ruined Hiro's debut and arrested him for nothing? You're serious? So that pig's finally dead? Wow! How lucky! I guess there is a god after all.
It wasn't an act of God. You did it.
Huh? No, I didn't. How could I be his killer? Hana doesn't even know what he looks like. Although, I totally would do it for Hiro. I always wanted to kill that jerk. It'd make a lot of sense if Hana did it. After all, they made Hiro really sad. They did something terrible to him.
Did Ishiki put you up to it?
What? Hiro would never ask anyone to do that. Stop screwing around. Or maybe you suspect Hiro. That's right. Hiro mentioned something like that before. But he had an alibi, didn't he? So why are you suspecting Hiro again? I don't get it. Hiro would never ever do something like that. That's true even if he has no alibi.
Her voice hurts me, but it's really fucking fun. It fucking hurts. I'm sorry if it hurts your ears as much as it hurts my voice to do.
If Hiro's just going to be sad again, then Hana can fix it for him.
We can basically treat that as a confession.
Fine, whatever. I'm protecting Hiro. Oh, but I'll miss his concert. That would suck.
We still have a mountain of questions for you. Now answer this question truthfully.
I haven't lied to you once since you started.
How much do you know about Adonis? Did you interact with the other perpetrators?
Seriously? I don't know any Adonis. I have no idea what you're talking about. Is that a new band?
There's no one living in Shinjuku who doesn't know that name.
You say that, but I can't tell you what I don't know. If you asked me about something I actually knew about, I'd explain it. Ugh! You cops are such worthless scumbags! You're super serious about doing everything wrong!
Just like making her angry face. Speaking bluntly, the interview wasn't going anywhere at all. No matter what Morioka asked, the suspect didn't provide any useful information. At the same time, it also felt like Hanako Kobayashi was being completely honest. She really doesn't know anything? Well, I'll be going now. Bye, beautiful. Huh? You weren't going to listen until the end? I know. There's nothing else to be gained here. I miss you so much it hurts. Well then, what have we gained so far? Minagishi voiced the question to Sadaishi, who had already turned to leave the room. Sadaishi looked back and shrugged. As we predicted, Our memories have been wiped. She was just a disposable pawn to Adonis. Eh? And the suspect in July was Manabu Soda, and the suspect in August was Rika Sugawara. Both of them were as Tsuraishi said, and they had similar psychological profiles to Hanako Kobayashi. That's why there's no point in listening to this any longer. See ya! It's true that we're unlikely to get any additional information out of her. Right. Now that we have evidence, she was most likely the perpetrator of this incident. That was why Adonis had erased her memories using some unknown method. But could Ishiki be a perpetrator even though Kobayashi denies the possibility? Of course, a big point of concern for me was Kazuki. We know it's not. Stop, Spacey. Don't blame him. He's a sweet, innocent boy. The interview took a break since it had stalled out, so I left the room. I was going to call Kazuki. Most likely he won't answer the phone at this hour. It's past 4 in the morning. He'd normally be sound asleep. He's going to answer. What? But surprisingly, Kazuki answered the phone, and I unconsciously sighed in relief. Where are you? Home. What, were you just going to tell me to be careful because another murder happened? Yes, but more importantly, you had a concert today, right? Did you know that? I just happened to hear about it. Did you go straight home after the concert? We went out to celebrate. I just got back. Okay, was Ishiki at the concert too? Why are you asking? Wait, do the cops suspect him of something again? I clenched my phone tightly. Of course I couldn't bring that up now. I'll be like, I want to make sure he's not. Sorry, I can't go into any details right now, but there's something I need to discuss with you after I get back, so just stay home. Why do we have to talk about... Please, Kazuki! I cut off Kazuki's response with stern words. I don't know if it got through to him, but I tried to put my heart into it. I worry about you more than anyone else. Liar. Huh? I get that you want me to stay home. Kazuki, he seemed to be more sincere than usual, but my unease hadn't faded. I want us to make up with him so that Akito doesn't bomb people. I want Akito to be safe and not hurt anyone. I don't want because Kazuki needs Akito in his life. Kazuki needs Akito in his life. Phew. When I got home, the sun was perched high in the sky. I plopped on the sofa and heaved a deep sigh. For now, it seems certain that last night's culprit was Hanako Kobayashi, but her connection to the May killings still wasn't clear to me, and she was still scheduled for more police interviews. Still, she'll likely have a psych exam. I recalled the conversation in an effort to keep my groggy mind awake. Your younger brother is in Yasuhiro Ishiki's band. Yes, I learned that when I met Kobayashi in front of the club. I see. What'll happen to Ishiki? He did have an alibi that cleared him for the May incident. Although we have Kobayashi's testimony, it would be difficult to accuse him of a crime despite his connection to the case. Rather, there's a real possibility that it has nothing to do with the crimes. We can't say one way or the other right now. However, this means we'll likely need to question your brother. Yes, sir. It's just a possibility, so for now, please don't mention this to your brother. Understood. We're gonna tell him just a possibility, eh? Worrying endlessly, I absentmindedly took out my phone and saw a notification. And there's a text from Yanagi. Thanks to all the commotion, I hadn't checked my phone at all. Until I picked it up to call my brother and then still didn't notice. Saw the video. Heading over to the club now. Let me know if anything happens. So Yanagi noticed too. When we were together, he'd also had similar suspicions about Hanako Kobayashi. He probably knew that she had been taken into custody by now. Oh, you're back. While I was thinking about the text, Kazuki came out, looking like he just woke up. He turned around as soon as he saw me. Kazuki! What? I told you I needed to talk to you about something. Yeah, well, I don't. Please, this has to do with your future. I pleaded with him, not breaking eye contact. This was very important to me. I wondered if that got through to him. Fine. Look at him. I like how he's like got one eye closed, like, awesome. Kazuki nodded unwillingly. Do you know anything about a girl named Hanako Kobayashi? Hanako Kobayashi. And she calls herself Hana, and she dresses a little odd. I think she's one of Ishiki's superfans. Hana. Oh, yeah. A groupie that follows him everywhere. I think that's her. Can you tell me what she's like? She's followed me around a bit, too. Honestly, she was kind of annoying. She was just trying to use me to get closer to Ishiki. It's completely obvious. And so you kept your distance from her. Something like that? Well, yeah. Her obsession was a deal breaker. I'm not cool with being used like that. Her obsession was a deal breaker. I mean, I would have fucked her otherwise, but like, damn, bro. Like, he's more like, I won't be friends with some. I know, but you know what I mean? She was totally like, at least he's smart. He's like, yeah, this chick's interested in me. She's fucking crazy, though. I mean, so. Still, the girl was just one. This girl was just. That girl was just out of this world. Oh, okay. I was like, what? Okay. Still, that girl was just out of this world persistent when it came to anything Ishiki. Hanging around her, you get the feeling that she would do literally anything for him. Huh. So she was that transparent to everyone around. So what's Ishiki like then? Couldn't help but be curious about what kind of person Ishiki was, seeing as how Kobayashi was so attached to him. But Kazuki's guard immediately went up after my question. His demeanor went from conversational to instantly prickly. So the cops suspect Ishiki after all. He and I were with the staff the whole time after the concert. Wait, do you suspect me now? No, that's not it. Kazuki's glare was piercing. I desperately shook my head to try and deflect its intensity. Tell him the truth, Spacey. I'd never suspected Kazuki. There was no way I could. I trust you, Kazuki. I'm asking because I trust you. I want to trust the people that you trust. After all, we're family. But it's true that Ishiki is in a position where suspicion is likely to end up on him, which is why it's even more important that he prove his innocence. To do that, he needs your testimony. You know Ishiki a lot better than police do, isn't that right? When I looked straight back into Kazuki's eyes, his glare seemed to soften somewhat. Ishiki isn't someone who does stuff like that. It was a low murmur. Kazuki looked at the floor. He looks like an airhead, but he's actually amazing. People change when they hear him sing. Maybe it's his charisma, but his music just enchants people. Look at how endearing his face is. Oh! Oh! That's how Akito looks at you. Like, he always makes sure to look after other band members. He really cares about them. Even after his mistaken arrest for his debut, I heard that he bowed and apologized to the entire staff. He's the type of guy that always puts other people before himself. I see. Got it. I believe you. If you're saying it, I'll take it as fact. I engraved the image of Ishiki that Kazuki relayed to me into my mind. I was sincerely happy to hear that Kazuki had met someone that he looked up to. What's that? What? That's it? You just started acting all sisterly, so I doubt you trust me that easily. But I am your sister. I gave dubious Kazuki the simplest answer. It surprised me how easily the answer came without a hint of hesitation. Even if you don't trust me, I'll always believe in you. What the heck? But Kazuki made an unpleasant expression when he heard me say it. It wounded me a little to see that look. Maybe Kazuki just couldn't accept me anymore, whether I trusted him or not. Maybe it's because we can't see eye to eye. I wasn't prepared for that bit of anguish. I buried my worries deep in my heart. Then I remembered what Yanagi told me. I'm sure that your brother hasn't forgotten that kindness and affection you showed him. Even if siblings aren't compatible, they're always connected somehow, no matter how little they get along. If you truly decided to sacrifice for your brother's benefit, then never give up. If you're persistent, he'll understand someday. He's right. When we were children, after I was rescued from that incident, Kazuki had cried for me. He wept terribly and hugged me out of worry. That turned my life around and saved me. This time, I want to protect Kazuki. Besides, I knew that Kazuki had always been a kind boy. I had no doubt that I was the one who had made him the stubborn young man he was. I'm sorry. What now? I've been so busy with my work that I haven't paid any attention to you. I never asked what you wanted to do, and instead, all I've done is lecture you. I didn't really try to understand you. I've watched as you grew up, but I was never actually facing you. I know that now. Your music is important to me, just like my police work is important to me. Obviously, nobody wants to have their life and hobbies nitpicked. As long as you get it, that's fine. My eye itches, I'm so sorry. Oh my god. So awkward. Trying to itch my eye and read. Anyway. Yeah, Kazuki's demeanor seemed to soften ever so slightly. I think that you'll probably be interviewed by the police soon, so make sure that you're completely honest. If you tell half-truths or if you lie, you could end up casting suspicion on Ishiki. Don't worry, I'll do my best to protect him. From now on, the things that are important to you will be important to me too. Kazuki nodded. Inwardly, I was relieved I managed to convey my feelings to him. Good, maybe that'll stop Akito from wanting to bomb people. I just want to save Akito. Fuck everyone else. I want to save Akito. I don't know why it's so important to me. I love Akito more than I love my own little brother. I don't actually have a little brother. I meant Kazuki. It's like, Kazuki, you're great now, but Akito, we need to protect you, you precious little thing. He's like a little baby deer. We have to protect him. Because we want Kazuki and Akito to be together. I love it. I don't even care if they're not gay. I ship them so hard. Anyway, I see. That's why you're here so early. I only managed to stay at home for a few minutes. I went back to the station immediately. I hadn't gotten a wink of sleep, so I was allowed to leave work early. She hasn't slept in like 2 fucking days. I heard from Minagishi that Yasuhiro Ishiki doesn't seem to be under strong suspicion at this time. He has a solid alibi, and it looks like the police are being extra cautious after already mistakenly arresting him once. With things like this, I don't think they'll try and pin the crime on him. I decided to put faith in Kazuki. If Kazuki trusted him, then I would too. We're at a good point to pause for a bit. You must be exhausted from all your work. Don't you think you should go home and rest? I came here to make my report, but I also wanted to thank you. For what? Thanks to your advice, I managed to heal the relationship with my brother a little bit. Truly, thank you. I bowed gratefully. Yanagi's words had given me the resolve not to give up on Kazuki. I didn't do anything, but I'm glad you managed to talk it out. Yeah. Seriously, though, you look pale. How long has it been since you slept? Well, come to think of it, when was the last time I woke up in my bed? I honestly couldn't remember. See? Hey, but probably less than 50 hours? I told you she didn't sleep the night before either. I really hadn't paid attention. Maybe my mind was so out of sorts that I couldn't even count the hours. And my problem now is that Yanagi was shooting me a very troubled look. This is a little embarrassing. I'll be okay. I'm pretty confident in my stamina. Pretty confident. Just as those words left my lips, my stomach let forth a monstrous growl. I continued to grumble. I guess in addition to not sleeping, I've also neglected to eat. Maybe. When was the last time I ate? It's probably dinner yesterday. Scared my bird. My ding scared my bird. That wasn't even that loud. Oh. Yanagi tried to choke back a chuckle. I looked down, unable to look him in the eye. Come downstairs. I'll cook you something. Huh? I looked up to see that Yanagi had stopped laughing at me and had already disappeared through the door. Wait, Yanagi! I chased after him in a panic. She's usually the one doing the cooking, and now he's taking care of us. That's adorable. I can cook by myself. As if I'd let someone cook who can't even stand up straight. What would we do if you burned yourself? Oh. It's fine. Just lie down for a second. It won't take long. Oh, he wants to take care of you, Spacey. Just go lie down. But... You've been pushing yourself for days, right? It's okay. Rest. Part of a detective's job is taking care of her own health. Hearing that broke my resistance. I didn't want to rudely reject his offer. I decided to accept Yanagi's hospitality. I understand. Then, thank you. No problem. Just leave it to me. Oh, you're gonna need a place to lie down. Over here. Is he making me sleep in his bed? This is Enomoto's bed. That's the bed we woke up in when we were in our, like, whatever, so this must be Yanagi's bed. The place that he pointed out to me was in the back of the office, containing a kitchen and beds. It's so funny that they sleep in the kitchen! Yanagi and Enomoto lived in this building. In other words, this was their bedroom area. I'm sorry that I can only offer a musty bed in an all-male apartment, but it still beats the couch. I don't mind at all. Thank you. Take it easy. Are we gonna? You know, what'd be really funny is if he comes to wake us up and we grab him like Enomoto grabbed us. That'd be fucking adorable. I watched Yanagi go to the kitchen and I sat on the bed. Phew. It's definitely his bed. Yep. See, I told you. Fatigue overwhelmed my entire body as soon as I lay down. In an instant, my body felt unbearably heavy. He's cutting something. I could faintly hear the sounds of a knife being used on a cutting board. So that actually kind of you're like really tired and you're listening to him cooking and the sounds and the smells. You know what it's like when you're really fucking tired and you're somewhere that's like, like, oh, I'm hanging out at my family's house and I'm really tired, but you're like trying to not fall asleep, but all the sounds and the smells and everything and like people talking and it's like you're focusing on it, but you don't actually quite hear it. You know what I mean? It's not like you're like, yeah, I'm in the middle of the action where you don't know. All those ambient sounds just resonate more. You're like, I can hear someone cooking. Oh, what's that noise? Somebody opened their refrigerator. What? It's like, I don't know what it is. You're like in that half awake, half asleep. You're in that borderline area and everything just seems so much sharper and weirder. Like listening to someone cook is just like if you were sitting there listening to someone cook, it'd be background noise. You know what I mean? Or you wouldn't be focusing on it because you'd probably be talking to them. But even if you were all quiet, you wouldn't. It's the different. There's a difference between being wide awake and listening to someone chop something or cook something and being half asleep. There's something so different about it. Like, if you've ever been in that spot and been there, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's so different than like wide awake listening to someone cook. Totally fucking different. It's like this. It's like it's the weirdest. It's the weirdest feeling, but you can imagine it. You're like, I can imagine that. Because it's not something you do all the time, I don't know why. Anyway, that was random, but still. It was a comfortable sound of everyday life. My heavy eyelids slowly closed. Before I knew it, I'd slipped into the pond of slumber. Oh shit, you're gonna drown if you're sleeping in a pond. I could hear a sound. It was a sound that summoned fear. Oh. She can't remember because that's Yanagi. That's Yanagi. Something red caught my eye. It was a monster. Something like a thick fog. Is this a dream? So it's this one again. I had this dream a lot lately. No, this isn't just a dream. I remembered now. This was a memory from my childhood. From when I was caught in that incident. Okay, hold on. Oh, yeah, see? That's obviously us, so that's a man. And this is oh my god, we have to investigate this. The black monster is fucking Yanagi. You know it is because he remembers. So he was like beating some guy. Oh my god, we're in a church. We're probably in the same church that we found ourselves in that last time, right? That's what it looks like, the pews. So we obviously stumbled into one. This man is getting attacked. So Yanagi is attacking him for some reason. We got caught in it. Maybe we didn't mean to, but anyway. Screaming man. The monster shook the man roughly. Bitter shrieks emerged from his mouth. Yeah! Stop it! Just stop already! That's what I wanted to yell, but I couldn't make a sound. We're supposed to do a splattered blood. Where's that? Oh, here. Hold on. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh my god, it's so trigger. Holy shit. Hold on. I'm trying. There we go. I'm like, what the hell? Red, crimson blood splashed everywhere. It's pretty. It was kind of like watching scarlet flowers bloom. Whose blood was this anyway? Did he kill the man? Anyway, a chain on the wrist. Is that us? Oh, yeah. Was I chained up? Why would I be chained up? My wrists were bound in chains. I couldn't see well, but the short chain was attached to something, so I couldn't move. Even if I could, there was no way that I could stop the monster. Plus, I was mortified. I wonder... Hold on a second. Was this guy trying to, like, fucking kidnap us or something? Like, why are we in chains? I thought we stumbled into something. Yanagi's beating the crap out of him because he's a delinquent and blah, blah, blah. But, like, we have chains on our wrists and we're in a hotel. Remember, if you think about it, right? Sadaishi was a child in Adonis. This could have been someone in Adonis that was kidnapping kids. I'm just making. Maybe I'm just trying to like make Yanagi not an asshole. But what if this person was trying to kidnap us? That's why we're chained, right? And Yanagi beat the fucking daylights out of them. And we're afraid of Yanagi for beating this guy, but we don't remember the situation that got us here. We were chained. This guy's being beaten. There's a monster attacking this guy, but that's because the guy kidnapped us and Yanagi was actually. But it's one of the worst things in his memory because he actually beat the guy to death or something. You know what I mean? And even though and that's why he can't kill people, even if they're doing bad things because he did something like that once and he's like, I can't live with the fact that I did that. But if you think about it, technically Adonis shouldn't be pissed that he killed somebody who was trying to hurt a kid, but he stepped in Adonis's way. You know what I mean? Because think about it, Sadaishi was a child. So what would stop them from kidnapping us as a child and brainwashing us into becoming an Adonis member, right? You can sympathize with us because Yanagi attacked you, blah, blah, blah. Wait, he was trying to save us. I don't know. Anyway, stained glass. I told you it's the church we were in. I didn't even see the stained glass, saw the pews. I moved my head just enough to look up and saw an elaborate stained glass window. It twinkled with the sunset's rays and eased my fears slightly. Where have I seen this? And that explains why Adonis found us, kidnapped us, put the collar on us, and put us in that fucking church. And Yanagi's like, not again. Remember? Like, you would get. Because this is the fucking place where it happened. And I guarantee you that, remember, because we know they have things underneath. Or actually, isn't that where they always end up? We always end up in some kind of a church thing, but I never notice a stained glass window when we're in Adonis's, like, lair. You know what I mean? I thought it was underground. But anyway, where have I seen this? The sight was familiar to me. It was beautiful, mysterious, and frightening. Where? Okay, and we're supposed to investigate him 3 times. The dark monster. What was that anyway? Even now I didn't know. Because of how it splattered everything red with blood. The pain it tormented me with. I was terrified of the dark monster. But the dark monster was saving you. Stop! Please stop it! A bitter voice. Cries of someone assaulted by the monster. Oh, I thought that was us. Screams it was the guy. I'm scared. Gah! Gah! The dark monster paid the cries no heed. It attempted to devour the man. Over and over. I was scared. He killed the man, I guarantee you, but I guarantee you it's because the man was trying to kidnap us. That's all I'm saying. Maybe it had noticed me. The monster had not turned its attention to me thus far, abruptly stopped moving. Wait, maybe it had noticed me. The monster had not turned its attention to me thus far, abruptly stopped moving. The monster... Okay, I get what's saying. The monster that hadn't turned its attention to me thus far finally, like, stopped moving. It slowly turned its head to stare directly at me. I'm paralyzed with fear. No! Stay away! It's Yanagi. I'm scared. That singular emotion alone filled my entire being. I'm scared. Somebody help me! The terror ate away at me and consumed my heart. Everything's going to be okay. At that moment, I heard a voice. Are you afraid of me? Not knowing whether it was safe to nod or shake my head in disagreement, I simply whispered inside my head, it's Baby Yanagi. You can tell, the face is scribbled out, but you can fucking tell, you know. He killed the man because he was trying to save us. Oh my god, that's adorable, but he still feels guilty about it. Anyway, because he traumatized us, but I'm scared. But I was afraid of the monster. And this voice wasn't human. It was dark. I didn't know its face. Hey, are you okay, Hoshino? Oh, this is gonna be amazing. Look, she looks so adorable. This is one time where they did the heroine, like, amazing. Like, she has big eyes, but she's still adorable. Eh? I groggily opened my eyes when I heard a familiar voice from my side. Dream. Something pleasantly cool lay on my forehead. It was cold, but comforting. Searching for that coolness, I snuggled up against it when I realized what it was. This is somebody's hand? Look how close he is to us. Oh my god. You were having a nightmare. You're feverish, too. Is this cold? It was a very gentle voice. It, its soft and dulcet tones washed away the terror I had been feeling earlier. It was just like the voice that had saved me back then. In relief, I closed my eyes. Look at how look at that sexy look on his face. Oh my god, that lecherously sexy face. Like, that's so naughty. That look in your eyes, Yanagi, is so bad. But, huh? Suddenly I was awake. My vision began to focus. I finally realized that the face in front of me belonged to Yanagi. Yanagi? I woke with a start, also realizing that the large, cool hand on my forehead belonged to Yanagi. Don't get up so quickly. Calm down. Well, you see. Yeah, I'm sorry for touching you. Do you know where you are? Yes, I was lying down while I waited for you to make some food. You just slept for a little while. Are you sure you're okay? Your face is pretty warm. Oh, I was flushed because Yanagi's face was quite close to mine. I know, right? It's like a kiss away. Jesus. I also noticed that I'd broken out in a sweat and that my heart was pounding. I guess I had a scary dream. And also because I had been thrust into the panic-inducing situation as soon as I woke up. I knew Yanagi had just been sincerely worried about me, so I couldn't just run away. I just had a slightly scary dream. I I think I'm okay now. You never complain, do you? It's okay to be a little selfish sometimes. I think I've indulged in your care enough. I'm fine, really. Please don't worry about me. If you say so. The food's ready. Do you want to eat? Yes. Now that he mentioned it, I could smell a wonderful aroma nearby. My stomach began growling again. I'll help myself then. Go ahead. Yanagi's cool expression broke as he laughed. God, the look in his eyes is so fucking naughty. I love it so much. A nightmare has been added to materials. Interesting. All right, so we'll read that and then we'll wrap this part up. The protagonist often has this dream recently. Beautiful stained glass, cold chains that wrap around her neck, sounds of violence, blood splatters, the scream of a man, and the monster that symbolizes fear for her. And this dream awakens something deep inside her memory, but she can't remember what. It appears to have something to do with an event in her past. I'm telling you, that's 100% what it is. Like, it's 100% Yanagi beating the fuck out of that dude. Probably because that dude was trying to kidnap her. And because it just showed even after when he's like, "Are you okay?" Like, blah, blah, blah. And she's still afraid. Oh, that voice saved her, but she's still afraid because she knows that face is the person. Like, she doesn't remember it now as an adult, but as a child, she would have seen young Yanagi beating the fuck out of this guy. And maybe she doesn't quite remember. I mean, like, think about it. Okay, you're a kid, blah, 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 running around. Some guy kidnaps the fuck out of you, chains you out, blah, 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 is dragging you here. Somebody else comes, you're scared, you're petrified. Somebody else comes in, beats the fuck out of this guy. That's going to traumatize you too. Like, you don't know, like, you know what I mean? You just know you're in fear. You're fucking afraid. And then even though that person that caused you fear to begin with gets brutally fucking murdered, like, you don't know how to associate that if you're young, if you're really that little, that, you know, oh, this person saved me. You know what I mean? You're terrified. And all you know is there's this, and now all she remembers in this dream is there's this monster beating the fuck out of this guy for no reason. And she's scared. And then she's afraid of this person. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't know how to, like, associate that. But I think when it comes out, it's going to be, I really think that that guy has something to do with Adonis because it makes me kind of go back to Sadaishi being number 14. You know what I mean? Like, he's a number. And it's like he knows nothing but Adonis. They basically raised him, but why? Was he an orphan? And they kidnapped, or did they kidnap him from his family? So, like, there's some family out there wondering what happened to their kid because Adonis kidnapped him and did this brainwashing cult shit. And they were going to do that to her, but they remember her. So now it's like, oh, well, she'll sympathize with us, blah, 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 blah. And like, oh, because technically, if Yanagi had just murdered someone in order to protect a child, Adonis wouldn't be like, "Oh, that would be good to them, right?" But if Yanagi murdered someone who was helping Adonis, they would be like, "Oh, you hurt people, blah blah blah." But I don't think Yanagi did anything. I think Yanagi helped her. But she doesn't realize that. She just thinks this monster is scary and whatever because this is all she remembers, you know? I was stuck in an incident and it was scary. And I don't really remember what happened. I just remember being terrified. And she remembers this part of it. And that's why he's all blacked out because we would know it was Yanagi, obviously. But that's what he remembers too. So oh, I love it. I love it because that's like the little thing we got in Sadaishi's route, right? At the end. And it was like, what the fuck, Yanagi? What's going on? And like, but there was a part that was like pink and we're like, no, don't, blah, 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 or I need to kill or something. You know what I mean? But it was pink. Like it was supposed to be us, but then it was Yanagi waking up and it was weird. But like, so I'm thinking this is what Yanagi was remembering was this incident. And that explains why he knows us because he remembers us. How does he remember from when we were like fucking like 5 or 6? Like, I don't know. Like he's got a good ass memory because like, oh, 20 years later. Not really, but you know what I mean? Like, what, 15 years later? 14, 15 years later, he fucking remembers? I mean, he would remember what he did, but he remembers us. Okay. But we might have told him our name or he might have understood that. I mean, who knows? I don't know, but we'll figure out what happens. But I'm intrigued. And I definitely think this was Yanagi saving us. And that's kind of adorable and sweet, but he feels guilty about it, obviously, because he probably killed this guy. I don't know. But anyway, yay, this path is getting good. I love it. I love the mystery in it, and I love that there's so much more to it that we haven't seen. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.